Have you ever regretted something so deeply that it broke your heart? For my entire life, I hated my own mother. She only had one eye, and to me, she was an embarrassment. We were very poor, so she worked in my school kitchen, cooking big pots of food. Every time I saw her dirty apron and her covered eye, I looked away in shame. One afternoon, my mother walked into my classroom carrying a small paper bag. She wanted to surprise me with lunch, but my classmates pointed at her and laughed. One boy yelled, "Look, his mom is a monster with one eye." My face burned with embarrassment. I glared at my mother with pure hatred, turned around, and ran away. That night, I screamed at her until my voice shook. "You ruined my life. If you really love me, why don't you just die?" My mother didn't scream back. She didn't cry out loud. She just stood there, bowed her head, and softly said, "I am sorry, my son." I didn't care that I broke her heart. I vowed to escape her forever. I studied night and day, working until my hands hurt. Finally, I earned a scholarship to a university in Singapore. I packed my bags, left our old house, and never called her again. I wanted to erase her from my life completely. Years passed, and I built a rich, successful life. I married a wonderful woman and bought a beautiful, expensive home. Soon, we had 2 lovely children. I had wealth, success, and a happy family. I felt proud because I thought I had left my dark past behind forever. Then, one rainy afternoon, a knock came at my door. When I opened it, my heart stopped. Standing outside was an old, fragile woman in a dirty, orange headscarf. It was my mother. She had tracked me down just to see my face one last time. But when my children saw her, they hid behind me in fear. A rage exploded inside me. I pointed down the hallway and yelled, "How dare you come to my home? You are scaring my children. Get out of my sight!" My mother trembled. She looked at me with soft, sad eyes and whispered, "Oh, I am so sorry. I must have the wrong house." Then she slowly walked away into the rain. Years went by. One day, a letter arrived inviting me to a school reunion in my old hometown. I lied to my wife, saying I had a business meeting. But deep inside, a dark guilt was pulling me back. I needed to see where I came from one last time. After the reunion, I walked down the muddy path to our childhood shack. The door was open, and the house was cold and empty. An old neighbor saw me and walked over. With tears in her eyes, she said, "Your mother passed away last week. She waited for you every single day." Then she handed me an old, folded letter. My hands shook as I opened the paper. Her handwriting was weak. "My sweet boy, I think about you every second. I am so sorry I scared your children in Singapore. I just wanted to see your face. When you were a tiny child, you had a terrible accident. and your right eye was destroyed. The doctor said you would be blind in one eye forever. As your mother, I could not let you grow up like that. I couldn't bear the thought of people laughing at you. So, I gave you my eye. I was so proud to give you my vision, so you could see the world clearly. With all my love, your mother. The letter fell from my hands, and I collapsed onto the cold wooden steps. I covered my face and sobbed like a broken child. For 30 years, I hated the woman who gave me her own eye so I could see. And as the tears flowed down my face, I finally saw the truth through the eye she gave me.